What up, what up, what up? Welcome back to Boston's Banter, where the sports are wicked and the banter is Pissah. I'm your host, Frank the Bank. With me, as always, is Keith LaCava. This is our holiday edition, so Merry Christmas and
Merry
what's
Christmas,
going
everybody.
on, my Bromo Sapien?
Bromo Sapien, not much Drew Bleds, bro.
Oh my goodness.
You like that?
I'm festive today. You are too. You're
A little
looking great.
bit, not too much, but a little bit.
It's all good.
You're more festive than me.
Don't fit as good as it used to, but that's all right.
Hey, it's fresh, Frankie. I like it.
We had the stat challenge last week. One of your boys won, right?
Yep, Nico Vast, man, congrats. He was 1 yard off for the total yards they were allowed into the Bills, which I was surprised with, I'm not going to lie.
They played great. We'll talk about that in the Foxborough Focus.
Absolutely.
We have another stat challenge this week. We got two cards. He's got the pictures. Here they are here, too. Quentin Johnson, rookie card, foil, pinnacle, green. And we got a silver Demario Douglas. So this week we're asking for wide receiver total yards from both teams. So the Chargers and the Patriots. What are the wide receivers total yards this week combined? So that's the stat challenge.
Man, you know Lad McConkey's getting 150.
He probably is. It's gonna be. I mean, it's gonna be a good game. So.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And that's all we got for that. Let's jump right into the Wicked Pissah News.
Frankie, before we get into that, is it starting to snow in here,
Oh
bro?
yeah, I think it is.
Like he said, the Christmas edition. So, hey, let's get it going. So, Wicked Pissah News. So, Bruins update. The Bruins are currently 19, 13, and 4 on the season, third in the Atlantic Division. So, let's go over what they did this past week. So, they had a 4-3 overtime victory against the Flames in Calgary this past Tuesday, followed by a 3-2 overtime loss to the Oilers in Edmonton this past Thursday. Then a 3-1 home win versus the Sabres on Saturday, and a 4-1 win over the Capitals in Boston last night.
They look good. They look real good last night.
About time, man. They're starting to step it up. I mean, I know Swayman's had his issues. We got the new coach in there. We always keep bringing that up, man. We bring in a new coach, they start to flourish a little bit.
3-1 in the last week. I mean, They're playing better. They're playing better hockey right now, for sure.
Oh, absolutely. And the next game is in Columbus versus the Blue Jackets on Friday at 7 p.m.
Yep.
So let's move on from one Boston team to another, and we got the Celtics. Celtics are currently 22-7 on the season right now, man. They're getting a few losses here these past few
they lost
weeks.
a few bad ones, actually.
Yeah,
They're
man.
Second in the East still, though. That's good.
Well, they had two from since our last show, so let's break that down
1
real
and 2.
quick. So they had a 117-108 loss to the Bulls in Boston this past Thursday. Then the Bulls hosted the Seas in Chicago this past Saturday, where the Celtics won 123-98.
Yep.
Followed by a 108-104 loss to the Magic last night in Orlando, bro.
And Orlando was shorthanded, too. They were missing one of their starters.
Yeah, Mo Wagner's out for the year. Out for the year.
I'm saying, yeah.
So I don't know what was going on with them last night. Didn't look good shooting-wise, especially that Bulls game, not the one we won.
Terrible.
Yeah, it was like 20% from three. I mean, I think they got to slow down on that when they're not falling.
No, I hear that. I mean, the one win this week, though, Tatum, I don't know if you saw.
Oh, yeah, the 40-point triple-double, bro.
So he had 43 points, 16 rebounds, 10 assists. So he's the first player in Celtics history to have 40
do
points
that.
and 15 rebounds and 10 assists, right, ever. It's only the second time in NBA history that's ever
crazy.
happened. Do you know who the first was?
Luka Doncic.
James Harden.
Wow.
Yeah, when he was with the Rockets, he had 53 points, 16 rebounds, and 17 assists.
Well,
in 2016.
Yeah, I mean, I remember Rockets James Harden, but wouldn't have guessed that.
The only other NBA stuff I have is LeBron James this week became he played the most minutes ever in NBA history, just past Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
That's crazy.
For the most minutes ever played.
I mean, there's no more records for him to break. So actually, there's one more NBA thing, Frankie, in the Bucks. We got to bring it up,
Bucks,
man.
yeah, you gotta
the
bring
NBA Cup, get him the participation trophy. I mean, I'll be honest with you, the Bucks won the NBA Cup 97-81 over the OKC
Just
Thunder.
kidding.
They dropped a banner this past Saturday. I remember when they asked Giannis before, they were like, "Are you guys going to drop a banner for the Cup?" And he said, "No." Actually, he said, "Hell no."
I know, yeah.
And I'm going to be honest with you, I get it, man. You got to commemorate, that they won something, but at the end of the day, man, come on. Boston, man, we're rooting for them. If they'd won it, I look at it just like another regular season game, dude.
It's so silly.
It's
the
really
floors
silly,
look ridiculous.
But really interesting fact right here, Frankie. So Bucks forward Taurean Prince, he's actually now a back-to-back NBA Cup champion. He won it with the Lakers last year.
Yeah.
And then also Bucks assistant coach Darvin Ham was the Lakers head
coach last year. Yeah.
So two guys on the Bucks, back-to-back NBA Cup champions. Let them start collecting those banners.
Just something to bet on.
Right, I guess so. So let's move over from the NBA to the MLB, Frankie, and it's not Red Sox, well, kind of Red Sox news, but we have some unfortunate news.
Yeah.
Ricky Henderson passed away at the age of 65, and for those that don't know who Ricky Henderson is, which first of all, if you like baseball, I don't know how you don't know who Ricky Henderson is.
You better know who Ricky Henderson is.
So he's the MLB's all-time stolen base leader with 1,406 stolen bases.
Crazy.
He's also the MLB's all-time run score leader with 2,295.
That's crazy stats.
He played in the MLB for 25 seasons from 1979 to 2003. history.
It's crazy.
He's
4 decades.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
He was drafted in 1976, and he played till 2003.
So
It's
crazy,
insane.
bro. So, yeah, he was the 1990 AL MVP. He led the AL in stolen bases 12 times. He was also regarded as one of the best leadoff hitters in MLB history. And then we got to bring this up. He spent 2002 with our Boston Red Sox. So rest in peace to him. Prayers to him and his family. It's definitely around this time of year, too.
Unreal.
Yeah. So rest in peace, Ricky Henderson. And let's move on from the MLB to some college football news, and some stuff's been popping up. You know, we had Bill Belichick become the head coach of UNC last week, and now we got another guy becoming a head coach in the college ranks. Mike Vick to become the head coach at Norfolk State. Everybody remembers Mike Vick. Come on. I mean, we're not talking about the negative stuff on what we know about him.
Which is crazy, because if I did what he did, I wouldn't even have a job ever, probably.
Ever. Right.
It's crazy, but, you know, he was always a special player, though. He was fun to watch.
Absolutely. To this day, I call him one of the best Madden quarterbacks from Madden 04.
Oh, my God. 2004 was crazy. He was on the cover, and he was unstoppable.
Bootlegs, you couldn't stop him.
Oh, you could never stop him.
Vic's a native of that area, actually. He's looking forward to coming back home, and Vic has never been a football coach since his playing career, so he's hoping to get to Norfolk State and change what they did. I mean, last year they were 4-8, so let's see what Vic does with that program. And let's move over to the NFL, Frankie. We had a few things to talk about, and let's start with this one here. The Falcons are expected to cut quarterback Kirk Cousins this upcoming offseason. Now, the move seems inevitable, they're saying, because they owe Kirk a $10 million roster bonus in March. So with the way he's been playing,
before then, he's not getting it.
That's what I'm saying. So with the way he's been playing, and them drafting a first-round quarterback last year, you know this move was going to happen, especially with how bad he's been playing.
I saw a funny meme with him like hiding behind the tree and looking, and Anthony Richardson playing bad for the Colts.
Hit me up.
Hit me up.
So Cousins signed a 4-year, $180 million contract with the Falcons this past offseason. Like we said, man, they drafted Michael Penix in the first round.
Yeah, 8th overall. I thought that was a weird draft pick. We
that
talked
was
about
after
that several times.
Right, that was after they signed Cousins.
And Cousins came out. He was balling. He set the record for most yards in the game for
the
Atlanta.
Falcons in Matt Ryan night.
He's not even going to complete the season, probably.
But let's bring up the 5 games before he got benched, bro. Cousins had 1 touchdown to 9 interceptions.
Yeah, it was awful. It was awful.
I mean, like I said,
2 different seasons right there.
Well, that's what I'm saying, too. I mean, the guy tore his Achilles last year. Now with this, I mean, dude, put this guy's agent in the Hall of Fame.
Oh, absolutely.
You know the money he's making north of $300 million?
He's made so much money, and he played it right, too. He just kept getting franchise tagged after franchise tag. It was crazy.
Bro, I'm telling you right now, for a guy that's only won 1 playoff game in his career, and mind you, this year he had 18 touchdowns, 16 interceptions, a career high. Like I said, man, get this guy's agent in the Hall of Fame for the money he's being paid.
That's a
fact. His most mid-career ever.
That's
true. More memes than highlights for Kirk Cousins, in my opinion, dude.
No, for sure. That was crazy.
And let's move over to some unfortunate injuries. And Texans wide receiver Tank Dell suffered a dislocated kneecap and a torn ACL Saturday versus the Chiefs. Man, he was lighting them up, too.
Oh, he was going crazy.
Yeah, man. So the injury happened on a 30-yard touchdown to Dell, and it didn't look good, man. He instantly was looking at his knee, telling
the other, to the hospital.
Dude, they got his leg in the brace and everything, and dude, it was just very unfortunate because Dell, I mean, I'll be honest with you, these last 2 years, you know, he was a rookie last year. He broke his fibula last year. Then this past offseason, he actually had a minor gunshot wound at a club there was an altercation, not including him. He was just a bystander. And now this guy has been dealt the injury card constantly, but I want to bring up his stats to talk about what this guy could do in a full season. So far in 2 non-full seasons, he has 98 catches for 1,376 yards and 10 touchdowns, Frankie.
He's fast. He's a
beast.
Great route runner. I mean,
he just obviously now this injury is going to kind of prolong things a little bit. It was a really bad one. Not only just a torn ACL, dislocated kneecap. Very bad. But with that news, the Texans actually claimed wide receiver Deontay Johnson off waivers. You know, the guy that the Ravens traded for and they didn't use.
It's crazy. Yeah, it's been weird with him this year.
Yeah, very weird. Crazy. Up and down, bro. But he's with the Texans. We'll see if they get some use out of him.
Yeah, 3 teams this year. It's insane. He was great in the last couple of years,
too. That's what I'm saying, bro.
Doesn't even make sense.
It doesn't make sense.
What happened that he fell off that much?
And maybe an attitude problem. Who knows?
It could very well be.
So, Frankie, let's get over to one of your players, bro, and we'll get into the whole fantasy talk later, but Eagles quarterback Jalen Hurts suffered a concussion Sunday versus the Commanders, and he actually left the game, bro, midway through the first quarter and never returned.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I mean, he got you, I want to say 4 points?
4 points, yeah.
Yeah, man, that was rough, man.
Yikes.
So, backup Kenny Pickett came in, but he also got a little banged up, too. I mean, he played the whole game, but he had to get x-rays on his ribs right after the game. And then, mind you, the Eagles, they snapped their 10-game winning streak.
They were up double digits.
I
don't even know how they lost.
Barkley had over 100 yards in the first quarter, dude, and he finished with 150. I mean, it's still a great game, 150 and 2 touchdowns.
50 after you already had 100 in one quarter and 50 in the last 3.
That's what I'm saying. Slow down, bro. But yeah, the Eagles would end up losing 36-33 to the Commanders, where my boy Jaden Daniels went off 5 touchdowns.
He did.
But yeah, that was very unfortunate to see Jalen Hurts get hurt, especially right before the playoffs, a concussion. So they're going to try to hopefully rest him and get him back for the Super Bowl. Not the Super Bowl, the playoffs.
Fantasy football.
I was going to say the fantasy football Super Bowl.
So, and then we got the Woody Johnson.
Oh my God, Frankie, how about you talk about that real quick?
It's just kind of funny. They were talking about trading for Jerry Jeudy, and the owner of the Jets, Woody Johnson, looked him up on Madden and saw that his rating wasn't very high on Madden.
It was an 81 overall.
I don't want to trade for somebody that's an 81 overall. Now, I don't know if Woody knows this, but I've created a player on Madden before, and he's a 99. If you want to trade for him, his name is Frank the Bank.
Hey, Frank the Bank.
You just let me know. I'm available.
Dude, isn't that crazy though, man? This dude really, the GM's
That's
doing
the craziest thing I've ever heard.
The GM's doing his due diligence. Mind you, we've seen what Judy can do, especially in
Judy's
Cleveland.
went crazy.
He had a 235-yard
He went
receiving
crazy
game.
for like 4 games when
That's
Winston
what I'm
came
saying.
in. Crazy.
Even with the Broncos, though, it was like, yeah, he had his up and down moments, but he's still a good receiver. I'd take him on the
Oh,
Patriots.
he's better than half the guys they got.
dude-
I mean, they made a good move to get Devontae, don't get me wrong.
Right.
Obviously, Garrett Wilson's an animal. But imagine having Judy in the slot.
I'm going to tell you right now, they would have rather had Judy than Mike Williams.
I'll tell you that, too.
You know what I mean? So that's so funny, dude. Yeah, veto the trade because the guy's an 81 on Madden just because
That's
he's the
wild.
owner. Yeah, that dude's got a
I've
laundry.
never heard of anything like that.
That dude's got a laundry list of just straight up bull.
That's crazy, yeah.
So yeah, with it being the holiday season, Frankie, here at Boston's Banter, we love the feel-good stories, obviously, especially family time. That's what we relish in this time of the year and
for
everything.
sure.
But we want to talk about Tiger Woods' son, Charlie Woods, real quick. And actually, rather than talk about it, just check the clip out.
Really good contact. This is a great looking shot if it's the right number.
Oh, it is the right number. Oh, it's a hole-in-one! Charlie Woods, come on, has made an ace at the 4th. Guess what? His father was actually not watching. He had to take a break for a second, comes back out. Here's the roar of the crowd, and Charlie Woods has made an ace here at the PNC Championship.
But yeah, man, he made his
so
first
cool.
hole-in-one
So cool.
at the PNC Championship this past Sunday in front of his pops. You seen him getting
was
all
just- he
hyped
was
up, pushing
pumped.
him and everything.
It was so awesome.
Probably wanted to give him a noogie or something.
Oh, he probably was more proud of that than his own hole-in-ones.
That's what
I
I'm
mean,
saying,
let's
bro.
be real. That was so cool.
It was funny. If you look on Charlie's face, he didn't even realize at first. He was like, wait, what just happened?
Yeah, he had no idea at first. Yeah, that was so cool.
That was awesome to
Yeah.
see.
And that's all we got for the Wicked Pissah News. Let's jump right into the Foxborough Focus.
Here we are again, Frankie. Foxborough Focus. Another week and another loss for the Patriots. But before we get into that, we actually have some Patriots news. So Patriots defensive tackle Christian Barmore is back on the reserve NFI, the non-football injury list, again with reoccurring symptoms that seemingly have to do with the blood clots he dealt with this past
So
offseason.
scary.
I know,
What
man.
is going on there? Get
I don't
healthy,
know.
Christian, please.
Yeah, that's really the
crazy.
main focus is obviously his health, and he's got a family and everything.
That's
It goes
crazy.
beyond football. So yeah, definitely make sure
That's
you
gotta
get
be
healthy,
scary.
Christian Barmore. But originally, we thought he wasn't going to play at all this season. He came back in Week 11 versus the Rams, had a sack in that game. So
Yeah.
we were like, hey, the
He's
guy's
an animal.
back.
He's great.
He is an animal, bro. But yeah, unfortunately, he's back on that list, and it doesn't look like he's going to be playing again this year. So get better, big guy.
Yeah.
Now, Frankie, with our loss this past week to the Bills, which we're going to get into, we got to talk about what happened this past week where we got brought up in the NFL draft order.
I love it.
So right now, currently, we sit at number two for the NFL draft. And with all the prospects, we know who we got our eyes on. Of
course.
Travis Hunter, baby. But yeah, the Patriots, they gained that spot because the Raiders won against the Jags this past weekend.
They did, yep.
So with that, man, I mean, it's looking like we're more likely to get Travis Hunter, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, number one's probably going Shador Sanders, and hopefully Hunter's there for us.
That's what I'm saying, bro. I mean, we still got 2 games left, at home versus the Chargers and then at home versus the Bills. So, I mean, those are 2 tough teams. I mean, we did almost beat the Bills.
Yeah,
but again,
we played great. I mean,
we did play great in that
that
game.
dime to Booty was unbelievable. You couldn't have walked over and put it in his hands any better than
That's
that
what
throw
I'm
Drake
saying,
made.
bro.
It was unbelievable.
Yeah, but like we were just talking about, let's get into that Week 16 recap. So the Patriots lost to the Bills 24-21 this past Sunday, bringing their overall record to 3-12. And let's show you guys the highlights real quick.
Week 16, Patriots at Bills. We actually got some good Patriots highlights for you guys today. Drake May going to be airing it out downfield for wide receiver Kayshon Boutte. That was a beautiful throw and touchdown. Start of the second quarter, Patriots up 7-0, and Drake May hands it off to Ramondre Stevenson running over a guy. He's getting into the end zone for the touchdown. I just wish he did that for me last week with the fantasy playoffs on the line, of course. Nobody saw a 14-0 Patriots lead in the second quarter, but Josh Allen's going to hand it off to running back James Cook, and he's going to take it all the way for the 46-yard touchdown run. Dude's got some wheels, and he's better than his brother Dalvin. Bills have the ball back down 14-7, and Josh Allen is going to be rolling out, and he's got an arm. He's looking downfield, and he's bombing it. And it's going to be picked off by safety Marte Mapu, but very stupid. He got tackled at the 1-yard line there. And after that turnover, the Bills got the ball back, and Josh Allen is going to find running back James Cook for the receiving touchdown to tie the game at 14. Start of the fourth quarter, Patriots down 3, and Drake May is going to throw it to Ramondre Stevenson, but that was a backwards pass. He dropped it. That ball is live, and Taron Johnson jumps on it in the end zone for the Bills' defensive touchdown. For those thinking this is an incomplete pass, nope, Drake May throws it behind him to Stevenson, who loses it, meaning that's a live ball. It's like a lateral. Yeah, so the Bills get the defensive touchdown there. Patriots down 10 with a minute left in the fourth quarter, and after a few penalties, Drake May is looking for tight end Hunter Henry for the touchdown, bringing the Patriots within 3 points. Bills got 4th and 1, up 3, and of course Josh Allen with the QB sneak, he's going to get the first down. That'll do it, folks. The Patriots going to lose this one 24-21, bringing their record to 3-12.
Yeah, Frankie. So, there's more good highlights in this tape from last week. I mean, the Cardinals, they barely had anything.
We thought the Bills were going to beat us by 50.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
To only lose by 3?
3 points, and Josh Allen had a turnover, which he didn't have the past 4 weeks.
Josh Allen played like Duke, actually.
Yeah,
he played
did.
terrible.
So let's get into it. Patriots offense week 16 at the Bills. Drake May, 22 for 36, 261 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 1 interception. Ramondre Stevenson, 12 carries, 60 yards, and a touchdown. Wish he did that for me last week in the fantasy playoffs. Come on, man. Like you were talking about, Keyshawn Boutte, 5 catches, 95 yards, 1 touchdown, man, on a beautiful dime from Drake May. And then Hunter Henry, 4 catches for 39 yards and a touchdown. Patriots defense stats week 16 at the Bills. Kyle Duggar, 8 total tackles. He led the team, 1 tackle for a loss. Jeremiah Farms Jr., 4 total tackles. And Frankie, we got a sack. We got a sack on the board, bro. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. Time. And then safety Marte Mapu, 7 total tackles, 2 passes defense, and 1 INT, which was a good INT, but dude, what you should have just nailed in the end zone. You got tackled at the 1-yard line.
Crazy.
Like, what are you doing, bro? Showed in the highlights. So let's get into the Bills stats versus the Patriots. Week 16, Frankie, Josh Allen, 16 for 29, 154 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 pick. James Cook, your boy, bro.
He saved me.
11 carries, 100 yards, 1 rushing touchdown on a 46-yard run. And he also had 3 catches for 26 yards and 1 touchdown. He actually led the team in receiving, too. He definitely helped you out this past week.
Oh, yeah. He's had big games. He's had rough games.
That's really all I had for the Bills stats, bro. So let's get into some Patriots notes at the Bills week 16. So the Patriots had 379 total yards of offense. And like we talked about in the stat challenge, bro, the Patriots allowed only 324 total yards versus the Bills.
Yeah.
Nico had 323 as his prediction.
Yeah.
So that was very close. And I thought it was going to be way higher than that.
Me too. That's a great guess.
You know what I'm saying? The Bills had 13 penalties for 78 yards, bro. And, they still won the game.
That's crazy.
To our 5 for 34. So we were looking a little more disciplined in this game. We've had the problems with the penalties.
We have.
And the Patriots had 3 total turnovers, 2 fumbles, one by May, 1 by Stevenson, and the INT by May. So what are you going to do there, Frankie? So, yeah, it was up and down. They made it a tightly contested game against a good team in a hostile environment, too.
Unreal.
You know what I mean?
We were even that close.
That's what I'm saying, bro. That was a surprise. So upcoming week 17 versus the Chargers breakdown, Frankie. Let's talk about what they did last week real quick. Chargers week 16 stats. The Chargers beat the Broncos 34-27 last Thursday, bringing their record to 9-6. Justin Herbert, 23 for 31, 284 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 pick. Gus Edwards, Gus the Bus.
He finally did something.
Right. 14 carries, 68 yards, 2 touchdowns. And then my boy Lad McConkey, 6 receptions for 87 yards. Like I said, he's getting 150 this week. And then real quick Chargers notes from week 16. The Chargers had 380 total yards versus the Broncos. That's good defense they were doing that against. Chargers allowed 355 total yards to Bo Nix and the Broncos. Both the Chargers and Broncos went over 100 rushing yards. And then the Chargers were very disciplined, bro. They only had 2 penalties for 8 yards.
Yeah, that's
only 2
that's
for
coaching.
8.
That's Harbaugh right
That's
there.
what I'm
He's
saying, brother. So let's get into that Week 17 prediction versus the Chargers, Frankie. And honestly, I'm taking the Chargers here. I'm sure you are too.
Absolutely.
I mean, their defensive numbers have dipped a bit before this
But
past
they're still
week.
good, strong defense, though.
They dropped to 15th overall, losing bad to the Bucks the week before, and a 2-point loss to the Chiefs. The week before that. So they were on a 2-game
But
losing
their
skid.
defense has been solid all
No,
year.
they have been absolutely. Like
Their
I said, they only
offense
lost
is good.
2 points to the Chiefs, and then they get destroyed by the Bucks,
Oh,
bro.
the Bucks went crazy on
You
them.
know what I mean? So, I mean, I don't know what to do there with them, bro. Their offense in basically all categories is below 20th ranked, but I could see, them lighting up the Patriots, unfortunately.
Yeah, I'm going Chargers too for sure.
Yes, sir.
That's all we got for the Foxborough Focus. Let's get into Wicked Smart Fantasy Stats.
Frankie, we got one more week of this going forward, bro. So, Frankie, break down what happened in my league this week. You in the championship quarterfinals, bro. I'm sorry, the championship semifinals.
Yeah, so I texted Mike at like 2 o'clock.
You texted me too.
I was like, I'm done. Jalen Hurts out first quarter, concussed, and I'm like, I'm losing by 100+ points at this point.
Yeah.
It said I had like a 7% chance to win. I came back and won. I'm sorry, Mike, if I texted you, but I thought for sure you had me. His team was going. He was up over 100 on me.
I know. You even told me tell Mike congrats. And what did I say to you, Frankie? There's still plenty of football to be played.
I got lucky. I feel like, but because Deebo Samuel finally did something. So
well, Mike got lucky last week, so it serves him right.
It serves him right. There you go. Some of my studs. Deebo Samuel 25.
About time.
Yeah, he was been terrible. Yeah, McMillan got 16. Bucky Irvin 18. Then I got Njoku at 15. James Cook, like you talked about, 30 points almost. Chuba Hubbard, 32 and a half. Like, he went crazy.
Went
my defense
overtime.
got 17, even though I sat. Atlanta's D got 25.
Yeah,
on my
they
bench.
went off, bro.
My dad, obviously, Jalen Hurts got 4 because he was concussed. I had to start somebody because Kamara was out, but Condre Miller I had to start. He had 5 points, so he was another dud. And Tony Pollard been terrible since Spears been stealing all the vulture touchdowns and stuff. So he only got me 8 points. So
yes, sir. So Frankie, how about we get into the Week 17 must starts, the starts of the week for the Fantasy Championship edition. So I'm gonna start right here. For number 1, start quarterback Jordan Love at the Vikings. Now I get it, man. If you got Jordan Love in your lineup, you're gonna start him. But again, I think he's gonna be QB1 this week. The Vikings have the 29th ranked pass defense, and mind you, they have the number 2 rush defense. So I don't think they're gonna be doing a lot of running against the Vikings. There's gonna be a lot of passing. Love's been playing great out of his mind these last 6 games. Love has thrown 9 touchdowns and 1 pick in his last 6 games. That 1 INT came 5 weeks ago. Since then, 0 turnovers.
Oh, he's a great quarterback.
That's what I'm saying, bro. So get him there. And I know you guys that got him in your lineup, he's hopefully going to get you to a championship. Number 2, Frankie, I know you got this guy. Start running back Bucky Irving versus the Panthers.
I like that start.
Now, the Panthers are dead last against the run. They're averaging roughly 173 rush yards per game against them, bro. That's just disgusting.
Yep.
And overall, they're among the worst defenses in the NFL, 31st in the league, Frank. They've let up a total of 47 touchdowns this year, like we were talking about.
I like it.
Irving has double-digit fantasy points 3 of his last 4 games, 2 over 25. Mind you, 15 or more carries 3 of his last 4 games as well. I know Rashad White's in that offense as well, but they've been leaning more heavily towards
Bucky's
Irving.
been great.
Oh, yeah, he's been killing it.
Animal.
Another buck I got here in the starting lineup. Start wide receiver Jalen McMillan versus the Panthers. He's been going off these last few weeks. Panthers may have the 11th ranked pass defense, but they've allowed 27 passing touchdowns this year. McMillan has seen 5 receptions 2 of his last 3 games, and we're talking about the Panthers pass defense allowing 27 pass touchdowns, bro. This guy got 4 touchdowns in his last 3 games.
That game's going to be high scoring. I mean, it was just 38-30 in the or 37-30, 36-30, whatever the final score was against Arizona. They put up 66 points between the 2 teams.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
Yeah, that's going to be a shootout this week.
So get him in your lineup.
Both those defenses are terrible.
I know you probably got to get him in there, Frankie. I mean, you're trying to get that championship going. And then number 4, start wide receiver Calvin Ridley at the Jags. Now, the Jags are the 32nd in total defense and pass defense, so they're just garbage.
Oh, they're terrible.
Titans benched that bum last week, Will Levis, so he's got a different quarterback thrown to him, which might be looking for him a little more. And he actually connected with him last week on a nice dime for a touchdown. Last time Ridley played the Jags, he had 12 targets, 7 receptions for 59 yards. That was with Levis,
So revenge games, too.
That's what I'm saying.
The revenge games.
Another revenge game here where I think he'll go off against them this time.
I like it.
The number 5, start tight end Dalton Schultz versus the Ravens. Now, we just talked about it. Tank Dell, he's out for the year and everything. That was very unfortunate. I know they just picked up
a good game this week.
And he did. He got a touchdown. But I know they picked up Deontay Johnson. I just don't expect him to get right up to speed this week.
He's not going to play this week.
You know what I mean? It'll probably be another one of those situations. But the Ravens are 31st ranked against the pass, and they've allowed 83 total receptions for 880 yards and 4 touchdowns to tight ends this year. Mind you, Schultz has 5 receptions 2 of his last 3 games, so they've been looking for him a little more. And like I talked about, bro, with wide receiver Tank Dell out this year, he's going to be getting more targets, more looks. I mean, I know they got Nico Collins and Joe Mixon in that lineup, but they're not going to get every ball. Come on, man. You know that. And he had 8 targets versus the Chiefs, bro. So they were looking for CJ Stroud was looking for him.
He's looking his way, for sure.
Frankie, let's hit that FanDuel, brother.
So this week I got Tua Tagovailoa, 7,500 at Cleveland, who's just terrible. I mean, Burrow just tore him up, so I got him. He's only 7,500. I think that's a pretty good price.
I like that.
I stacked him with Tyreek Hill, 7,400. Again, Cleveland's given up the 2nd most points to wide receivers this year. So for 7,400, Tyreek Hill should have a good game. He caught a touchdown this past week too.
Especially after his comments made, dude. He wants the ball more.
Yeah, for sure. So, I mean, those 2 guys, I feel like that's good. I took Jerome Ford in that game too. Miami's secondary is good, but their rush defense ain't great. He's only 6,600. I thought that was a good one. For tight end, Chigo Okonkwo, he had 11 targets last week. 11. So
I actually didn't know that.
he's only 5,400. He's a shot in the dark, but he played great last week, so why not try
Mason Rudolph likes looking for the tight ends, too.
Yeah, and again, what we just talked about, Jacksonville's defense is terrible, so they're playing Jacksonville, so I think that's a good
He'll get his
start.
opportunities.
Yeah, absolutely. And then for defense, I took the second cheapest, and it's kind of a defense that you probably wouldn't play very often, but it's the Raiders defense. I know it's in
Interesting.
New Orleans, but they're on their third, right? They're on their third string quarterback.
I like
right?
that.
They every single season in the NFL in history has had a shutout at least once. This year there was no shutouts yet until last night when the Saints got shut out. So
Yeah.
the Raiders defense has been playing better, right? They just won against the Jags.
They did.
New Orleans is beyond banged up. They've lost every single person. They lost their starting tight end.
Oh, yeah, they got
their
nobody.
starting running back, two receivers. You know what I mean? Olave, Shashi, like everybody.
They're
you can think
so
of,
banged
right?
up, bro.
So why not shot in the dark? 3,200, the second cheapest defense.
I like that because Antonio Pierce actually recently came out and said, too, he's not worried about the draft pick. He wants to win. And, like, what is the motto in for the Raiders? Just win, baby.
Yeah, I mean, this is my team. You can take a look at it here.
So you got Tua as the quarterback. I like that against Cleveland especially. And then on the other side, you got Jerome Ford against Miami. He's been balling, man. I wish I would have started him last week if I was still in the playoffs.
Yeah,
If not for that
for
tie.
sure.
Come on, man. Chuba Hubbard, like we talked about last week, he went off, and he's going to go off again this week against Tampa Bay.
Yep.
Mike Evans and Tyreek Hill, that's a good wide receiver combo right there, especially Mike Evans against Carolina.
Oh, yeah.
Romeo Doubs against Minnesota's bad pass defense. Chigo Conco against the worst defense in the league in Jacksonville. Brees Hall in the flex against Buffalo. We'll see how he does there. And then I like the Raiders defense against Spencer Rattler and the Saints, Frankie.
There it is.
Love it, brother.
That's all we got for Wicked Smart Fantasy Stocks. Let's jump into the lava round.
Lava round, baby. Frankie, let's go back to those NFL weekly picks from last week. So week 16, your boy finished with an 11-5 record, bringing my overall to 165-75. Frankie, I got you on two games this
you got
week.
us on both the differences.
I'm climbing back, bro.
Yeah, good job,
So
man.
you finished 9-7 this past week, bringing
That
your
was my worst
overall
week.
record. I know it was a rough week for both of us. I mean, I just got the 2-game difference, but you're bringing your overall record to 170-70, my brother. Yes, sir. So Frankie, how about we get into those week 17 picks? You name them, we'll predict them. Let's get it popping, bro.
I just want to say this week we have 5 days of football.
I love it.
5 different
I
days
love
of
it.
football for the NFL week.
Yes,
so
sir.
there's games on Wednesday, Thursday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. It's gonna be a fun week.
Bro, it's the holiday season.
That's
Gotta
so cool.
love it.
The two games on Wednesday tomorrow are on Netflix, which is crazy. So we're gonna see how Netflix
It's
does.
gonna look like PS1 graphics
That's
like we were
what I
talking
said,
about.
yeah, right? So we got tomorrow's game. So the first one, we're gonna go with Baltimore at the Texans.
You know what, Frankie? I wanted to take the Texans here, but I'm gonna be taking the Ravens.
I gotta take the Ravens. I mean, that's just automatic.
Yeah,
It's just-
I thought about taking the Texans, but no, I'm gonna go Ravens.
Nah, I can't take the Texans. They're too banged up, and Stroud just hasn't looked himself.
Yeah,
So.
he's looking a little soft right now.
The other game on Netflix is KC at Pitt.
You know what? I'm actually taking the Steelers here.
Well, it's gonna be a good game. It's in Pittsburgh. I'm still going KC though. I just feel like they're the better team. So.
Yeah, I know what people are gonna say too. I've been going against KC every week, which rightfully so. I'm trying to catch up to this guy, so I got to get some differences. But I also think the Steelers have been
We
playing
both took
good.
the Texans last week. And
Yeah.
we went against KC, and that was a mistake.
We didn't think Pat Mahomes was gonna be fully playing.
He was balling. I mean, Hollywood
he's a-
Brown being
he's
back.
a
So
bum.
yeah, he looked good last week. He is a bum though. Thursday night game, Seattle at the Bears.
I'm gonna be taking the Seahawks
Me
here.
too. That's just automatic.
Oh yeah.
Then we got 3 Saturday games, including the Chargers at the Pats. We already both taken the Chargers.
Yep.
Denver at the Bengals. Good game.
So I'm gonna be taking the Bengals.
I have to take the Bengals. Joe Burrow's going crazy lately.
Yeah, especially with Jamar Chase too.
He's
And
got like 6, 7 straight games with 3+ touchdowns.
Did you see
or
that
something like
touchdown pass where his body was parallel to the ground and he was just like
That was like a Bobby Orr-esque type play. You know what I mean? When
Gonna make
Bobby
a
Orr's flying
right.
through the air scoring, that's what he's doing, throwing the football. It was crazy.
They're gonna make a statue of that right
Oh
there.
my God, that was unbelievable. What a throw, right? That was
Yes,
sick.
sir.
But I got to go Bengals too. Denver lost to the Chargers last week, and the Chargers offense is not the Bengals offense.
Nope.
So I like the Bengals on that one too.
Absolutely.
Arizona at the Rams. I'm taking the Rams. Arizona just got knocked out of playoff contention by the Panthers.
Yeah.
So I mean, I'm sure you're taking the Rams.
I'm taking the Rams
I'm
too.
going
Yeah, they're
Rams,
definitely
too.
taking that one.
Now let's move on to the Sunday games. We got Indy at the Giants. I'm taking Indy for sure.
Oh yeah, I'm taking Indy. Faux show, man. The
Faux
Giants
show.
are the Giants, bro. They're gonna have the #1 pick, and they just suck, bro.
They're terrible. I hope they win and we jump up to the number 1.
would
But
love
that's fine. Jets at the Bills.
I'm gonna be taking the Bills
Gotta
here,
take the
100%. Even though
Bills.
they looked a little rough against us, I don't expect that this week.
Here's a game that I don't know who you're gonna take. It's a garbage game, but Tennessee at Jacksonville.
You know what? I'm going to be taking the Jags here.
All right, I'm taking Tennessee.
All right.
So we got two differences. I got to go Tennessee. As long as Mason Rudolph's starting and not Will Levis,
Right.
then I'm going Tennessee.
Yeah, I like the Jags defense a little better than the Titans. I mean, they've dealt with some injuries as well. I mean, the Titans, too, they do have some good names in that defense, but it just doesn't seem like they're fully there, bro.
Yeah.
Like, they don't have an identity on their defense.
Here's another dumpster fire of a game. Vegas at the Saints.
Yeah, I'm going to be taking the Raiders here.
Me too. I thought you might go Saints, but I'm going Vegas.
take
Aiden
it.
O'Connell back. I like it. He's playing pretty good. So
Yep.
Carolina at Tampa. I'm going Tampa.
Yeah, I'm going Tampa for sure.
Dallas at Philly. Definitely going Philly for me.
Yeah, I'm
as
going-
long as Hurts plays.
Yeah, I'm going Eagles, and even without Hurts, I'm still going to Eagles, man. Saquon Barkley been running hard. They said actually he needs 139 rush yards these next 3 games to break the record. He had 150 last week. I think he's going to go over 150 again this week.
Yeah, he's gonna to break the record. He's close. He's gonna be close.
So yeah, I'm going Philly.
Me too. Miami at Cleveland. I'm going Miami.
Yeah, I'm going Miami for sure.
Green Bay at Minnesota. This is the game of the week.
Yeah, it is.
Divisional game. They're both fighting for the top spot over there. I mean, I don't know. Who do you like in this one?
So I'm going to be honest with you. With the Vikings, obviously I get it. They only got 2 losses on the year. They're looking really good. But I'll be honest, I see them getting a loss this week. I'm taking the Packers.
I'm taking Green Bay too. That's funny that you say
The
that.
defense, man, Sam Darnold, I don't think he really played against a defense like Green Bay's
Green
yet.
Bay's defense is nasty.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, I know, they're in the same division and all that, but I just feel like they're going to get to him. I know it's in Minnesota, but I just feel like the Packers are going to pull out a win there.
I'm going Green Bay too. That's crazy. Atlanta at Washington. I go Washington all day.
Yeah, I'm going Commanders. Jaden Daniels going to have 6 touchdowns this week.
Probably. Last game of the week on Monday, so the 5th day of football this week. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, Happy
Yep.
whatever you want to call it.
Yep.
Monday, Lions at 49ers. I'm going Lions.
I'm going
all
Lions
day.
all day. Put the house on it. Put everything
Let's
on it.
go.
Yes, sir.
Well, that's all we got for the lava round.
Good luck to you, Frankie.
Thank you, bro. So yeah, that's all we have this week, and hope everyone has a great. What the?
Oh, whose phone is ringing now, bro?
Oh, my bad. My
Yeah,
bad. my
yeah,
bad.
yeah, yeah.
Hello.
Does evil come from within us or from beyond?
Yeah, listen, lady, you got the wrong number.
Okay, yeah, Frankie, hang that up. Let's
Yeah,
get
I'm
this
outta here.
popping. So, get going again on that, Frankie.
Yeah. So from Beantown to your town.
Oh.
What in the? Now you're getting a call?
Yeah, now I'm
This is
getting a
some
call, bro.
creepiness
What is
today.
what is
I don't
going
like
on
this.
here? Let me answer this real. Sorry, everybody. Hello?
He is coming.
What?
Who's coming?
Keith, what's going on here? Why does everything look so different up
Like
in here?
yellowy,
It's
dude.
yellow,
It's like
yeah.
old time. Look like something from like a 1920s movie or something. Hello? Who's that creepy looking
Oh,
son
I
of a...
know what this is. I know what this is, Keith. This is the remake of that Nosferatu.
God bless you.
Yes.
All right, well, Frankie, with him just standing there, let's get out of here. But before we leave, Nosferatu, you got anything you want to say? Okay, you're weird and awkward.
From Beantown to your town, stay wicked Pissah.
From Santa Slay to where you guys lay, thanks for listening. Merry Christmas, and we'll see you next week.